everything's how we would expect it to be. There's no issues on that end, and I think one of the big reasons is just it's hard with the team traveling back and forth, just like especially early on after surgery, you can't really fly. So there are some issues there, and I think finding Fortius and the Nets is just they talk. They talk all the time. They have calls, and we have the strength coaches texting back and forth, sending videos. We have Nets people coming out and visiting. We have more staff members coming out during All-Star break, and so there's a big-time collaboration, and there's just a lot going on in terms of, this process is something that requires a lot of time. It's really become a lifestyle for me in terms of just, like, devoting, it's not just you show up one time for rehab. You have stuff through the whole day. You have to ice and stretch and do different exercises at night. You have to do them in the afternoon as well. So really it's not that sustainable in the middle of a season if I'm like flying back and forth everywhere. And it's been great. To have a year off is really, how can I best maximize this time? And also to put myself in a position where I'm not in this position again. It's just sports, so nothing's guaranteed. But just addressing a lot of muscle imbalances, movement deficiencies, all these different things. The way I sit, the way I stand, the way I squat, run, jump, shoot, all the way down the line, like we're fixing everything so that I can look as close to picture perfect. Perfection is kind of, in this situation, a ghost, but it's as much improvement as you can get. You want to chase it and get as close as you can so that you move more healthily. You reduce chances of injury, and then I'm also going to be more explosive and faster and better, more on balance because of it, and I expect to see, that translate to, things like shooting percentage when it comes to balance, defense, things like that. So a lot of posture work, a lot of firing muscles that used to not fire. I feel like a diva with how much they're like communicating, and like every little thing gets passed on to every single person down in line, and everyone in Brooklyn knows, and everyone in Vancouver knows, and like every little thing that happens, every milestone that we pass or whatever it is, like it's just been I've been blown away with just how much they've communicated and how many eyes are on this project. It's kind of just I definitely don't take it for granted. Like I really do go in and give my 100% in everything I have, and a lot of it is really just feeling that support too. I'm not going to change the bread and butter of who I am, which is downhill attacking, dynamic playmaking. Like I'll always be that player. Maybe the type of risks, I don't know. Like I never really saw them as risks, but I think like what we'll see is probably a similar style, but in a safer way. So I will still be in the paint heavy, but I won't be landing on my legs the same way, getting off balance, unless obviously I'm forced to. But like the landing, taking contact, being able to engage certain muscles before contact, before I take off, like all those things are really, really important. The posture, and I think that's maybe something that like, it's not just like the plays that make you go ooh or ah, it's like ouch, that hurts. It's more just like everyday movement. Like if I'm moving inefficiently or if I'm putting extra load on my right knee, like throughout the whole course of a game, people don't realize that because there's no crazy play, but I'm just running up and down the court. And I think that's also going to be a big area of improvement, is like a lot of other muscles will be taking, absorbing impact that, maybe joints shouldn't be absorbing.
While you've been out, what have you seen from the club, here?
I've seen a lot of really good things. I know prior to the previous win, there was a little down stretch, but it's easy. The things that are obvious are, we see guys like Spencer and Rondé, stepping up, and we see, D'Angelo slowly getting his rhythm too, and, Jared Allen making big strides. Those are kind of the obvious things, and I also think like there have been some big-time defensive performances, just like feeling like things are getting, the fact that we're able to take a lot of top-tier teams down to the wire shows like is a positive, and then us not being able to finish off those games is kind of like where the next step, or even sustaining success, again, like I talked about last time, I think, just like winning a lot in a short stretch and being able to sustain it. Those are, we see strides being taken, and I definitely feel like the coaching staff and the players too are just encouraged by a lot of things that are going on. But of course, people are hungry, so they want more.